And we're back with an interview. Sabi ni, ay, ito pala si Mopos. This crazy Mopo
Thing
na
just to make the
pumasok,
tie
kanina pang
rounds.
pumapasok
So at the
sa
overtime,
mga
we just
sites
give our
dito
best.
ng mga
We just
kalaban
talk, and
natin. But
I
yeah,
talked to my teammates that I'm gonna break the timings in banana, just
pakinggan lang natin
going
ng
through the
konti.
smokes, doing random things, and it worked. So it's fine.
Awesome, congratulations. Mopos, best of luck going into the third and final map.
Thank you. Good luck.
Sabi ni Mopos, guys, I go in every time and somehow it works. And yun na nga ang nangyari dito sa Movistar Riders. Shout out kay Boss Pala for that interview, but we're gonna be back. Nuke is gonna be our decider map. And NIP, that ancient map, didn't look too convincing. And Movistar Riders, take over lang sila doon sa map 2 natin. That aggression, hindi ma-keep up dito ng NIP. And if now, they can keep up dito sa ating third map, especially knowing that Movistar Riders are on that T side, that's a really bad predecessor para dito kay NIP. Pero NIP, let's see what the vets can do. Can they hold on dito sa ating third map, NIP? Let us see. LNZ in this position dito sa may ramp area, and this is the MRS. I'd like to see Movistar Riders riding into the B side. Si Rez lang na andito with that USP really far. Babalik sila sa taas. Dave 1G is gonna go down and they're gonna recover itong bomba. Pwede pa sila mag-A site dito. LNZ, pag-isa lang dito sa labas. There's gonna be 3 people peeking him at the same time. Teka lang, he's using the box as cover really well. Delaying para dito kay Device na makakuha ng isa. Meron silang heaven control. Device, nakandito sa labas knowing na lahat sila na nanggaling dito sa may ramp area. And I think this might be the round para dito sa NIP, and really nice play galing sa kanila. They gave control dito sa Movistar Riders and just let them, take nila yung control. Hindi nila ginawa nito lahat. Hindi nila ginawa to dito sa Inferno. I think mas madaming leeway na magagawa dito ang NIP pagdating sa Nuke, with the nature of the map being very, very big and very, very confusing para sa mga ibang teams natin. Pero Movistar Riders deciding to go for that second round eco. Are they just gonna go out dito sa may A site natin? No, they're gonna start walking. And Mopo's opening the door. And it's just a waiting game para sa mga teams natin. Smoke and flashes are gonna come out. Plopsy medyo na-distract dito, pero Rez getting 2. Rez getting 3. Nakuha na rin si Alex. Pero Glock round lang to para sa side ng MRS. Not too big of a worry para sa kanila. And NIP getting those first 2 rounds. And Movistar Riders, I mean, pistols lang naman ng hawak nyo doon sa round na yon. So, too big of a contribution that you can get other than, mag 5-man rush ka sa isang side na map and hopefully you can get 2 members and maybe get the plant down. That didn't happen para dito sa Movistar Riders, and NIP just going for that full punish. And Movistar Riders, mukhang magsiset na sila dito. They're still going very aggressive on either side, but not on outside. Instead, focus nila dito ang inside. Mopo's looking to get that entry dito sa my single door area sa my A site. And still pretty chill from both teams. Di masyadong angat ang NIP dito other than kay Hampos, kasi that's just Hampos doing Hampos things dito sa may secret area. Nakuha niya si Alex trying to overextend. Device, meron siyang scout dito, pwede siya makatag ng isa. Crosshair's a bit low though. Pero Mopos na naman. Mopos, how do you do that, man? Lagi siya nakakahanap ng paraan na makakapasok dun sa mga spots na malaki ang disadvantage ang NIP. And Mopos, I've been singing the praises of this man since last game. He has been the backbone of the entry dito ng MRS. And he's been doing a stellar job of just catching itong mga NIP members off guard. And he's doing a better job than playing like Hampos than Hampos is. And that's getting that kill dito kay Rez. Pero Device with that quick trade, 2v3 ang situation. Device maghahanap pa ng isa, is gonna punish Bets. And Hampos with a really good flick dito kay Sampeus. But Dave 1G, the only one left alive. Alam niya meron tao dito sa single door. And he's gonna use the off angle. 39 HP Hampos. 100 pa naman dito. Is gonna go for that full peak. Pero Hampos, knowing that, na naandun na siya sa corner, Flash was not a problem for him. He could just pre-fire and he would be peeking anyways. And NIP getting that one back thanks to Device. Not gonna lie, itong si Device, he's been doing in work dito sa Nuke. Without him in that vents area, that would have been lost para dito sa NIP. Unfortunate circumstance para dito sa Movistar Riders, but I think NIP are more than ready to play this map. And Tech9s para sa side, the Movistar Riders, some utilities, some flashes, pwede pa silang makagawa ng play dito, maybe sa labas. But it is not recommended. I have not seen itong Movistar Riders going for that outside into secret push para mapanish sila ang player na naglalaro dito sa secret with Mopos. Always looking for that risky peek. Si Hampus, chinek na lang just in case, pero si Mopos, bababa na nga siya dito with that Tech9, and matidig na nga si Hampus dito. I am mixing the two together because they're playing so alike, but Mopos is just playing way better dito sa aggressive game ng MRS. They have control of B site now, pero si LNZ naan dito sa may ramp area. Di pa sila makakapasok. The M4s still have the advantage in terms of these long-range fights. Molotov off of his location, and nakasmoke dito yung left side. I think MRS, they can go for the plant. Pero Deaths, he's gonna get spotted here. He's just gonna run away. Alam niya na meron siyang disadvantage dito in terms of guns. MRS playing around their disadvantage really, really well dito. Is NIP really gonna save? I don't think this is the time to save NIP. Ito yung time na mag-retake, pero knowing itong B site, how dangerous it is, and napakadaming spots na pwedeng taguan dito ng MRS. It's really hard para dito sa NIP to go for that retake, especially those Tech9s and everything that is MRS, their aggression in general. Itong si Mopos, bumaba siya ng vent, waiting for Hampus. That perfect read galing sa kanya. And Movistar, off of a entry galing dito kay Mopos. That was so well played galing sa kanya. He should be given full credit for that one, pero yeah, this initial push galing dito kay Mopos. Di naka-react ng maayos dito si Hampus, not gonna lie. And if I was Hampus as well, I would not react in time kasi hindi ko alam na kalaban pala ang bumaba dito sa fence. So, NIP running into the same problems that they did doon nga sa Inferno. So, they really need to fix that ASAP, or MRS, they can collect more rounds dito sa T-side. Nades and flashes ay lalabas dito. And considering that NIP started dito sa CT side, they're looking to get that big lead bago sila pumasok dito sa T. But it seems like Movistar Riders are taking control of the map slowly, and Alex, meron na siyang garage control. And Device, if you're gonna look for a pick, you're gonna have to be careful. Quickscope's not gonna be fast enough, and kung mag-scope in ka dito, rinig na rinig ka dito sa garage. And Device, ready and waiting. May nakita siya isa dito, and he's just gonna smoke off secret. Para ma-delay dito ang MRS. Alex though, meron pa rin siyang control dito ng site, or ng garage rather, but really slow play galing dito sa MRS. They really want to make sure that they get control of the site. Pero David 1G, he just runs past the flash. Grabe naman to ang MRS. But NIP, not losing too much members dito. Itong si Alex, pwede pa siya maghanap ng last on play dito. Rez, oh no, Rez? How do you win that? Akala ko panalo dun si Deaths. That should have been a headshot para sa side niya. Molotov play. Mopos once again looking for that entry dito sa MRS. Pero Mopos too fast. The flashes always land behind ng NIP members dito. Pero yung bomba nasa loob na ng hut. And Mopos, unless you go for this wall bang, I don't think Plopsy is gonna die anytime soon. Pero si David 1G na andito na sa likod ng napakadaming NIP members. He's not gonna get anyone. And Mopos, tatakbo na lang siya pabalik ng base. Onting timing lang. What? Device, that was a crazy wall bang. Nakuha na pa doon si Mopos with that tag. But yeah, just gonna be a save para dito sa MRS. But NIP did a really great job of recovering galing doon sa initial na loss nila dito sa round. And Rez getting that first pick delayed yung MRS talaga kung ano gusto nilang gawin dito sa site. But Plopsky, he played that way better than he played that way better than expected itong sa hut. And I really thought na itong si Dave 1G, mas madami pa siyang makukuha. And yeah,
Yep.
just a bit disappointing. Ano, Ray? Sarap ba?
I'm back!
Sarap ba?
I'm back. Oo, masaya, guys. Masaya mag-cast. So, here it is. 4-1 na nga. And I've been seeing if Movistar will be playing it slow. The fact that 30 seconds left before they realize na we've been taking so much time being careful. Dun yung nagiging disadvantage nila against NIP. Makes them very predictable. But as of now, Device with that up. Will this be a possibility where NIP can capitalize on their CT? They need to step up talaga eh. Kasi yung CT nila in Ferret was so bad. And of course, sa ancient map nila, sa CT nila, sobrang bad din ng performance nila. But as of now, all rifles for the side of MRS, how will they be able to survive this time around? Kasi medyo nagsastruggle sila on T side. But NIP right now, their main focus is to win a lot of rounds out of MRS. Kaso ito na naman, MRS taking a lot of time. But will NIP actually figure out that these guys might be committing to AN Mopos already? At the hot na? Pero sana makaramdam si Rez dito. Pag di niya naramdaman, siya pang mapapunish ngayon.
Yup, and yun na nga. Oh, Blobski! He sees itong shoulder ni Sunpeus, pero yun lang, Dave 1G. Ito talaga ang galing nila mag-punish. Like, anything that NIP is doing, mapa-flash lang or smoke or anything thrown galing sa kanila, pinupush talaga ng MRS. And MRS, wow, just pure control dito sa site. And LNZ, oh, nakita na yung tip ng gun ni Alex. But is he gonna get him? Tamang spray lang, tamang tag lang, but he's just gonna back off. And yeah, NIP, really rough galing sa kanila, not gonna lie. Pero yeah, MRS, they're just punishing everything galing sa side ng NIP. And feeling ko talaga, this MRS could be the best example of what the meta could look like in maybe 6 or 12 months. Kasi some of these things na ginagawa dito ng MRS is I have not seen other teams do. Especially yung ginagawa ni Mopos, where he's playing it really smart pero really aggressive at the same time. Alam kong you could say that Art did the same thing, but Art is like, okay, I'm gonna press W and see what happens. Pero itong si Mopos, there's always a reward pag magpupush siya ng ganun ka-aggressive para dito sa Movistar Riders. So, NIP, they're gonna have to get back to the drawing board and see if they can read itong MRS ulit. And yeah, it seems that NIP, not much of a buy galing sa side nila. I mean, that is the double-edged sword ng pagkapanalo nga dito sa CSGO. You don't get any loss bonus. You get minimum salary, 1.4k instead. Na dito sa MRS, they're probably getting 3.4. So, yeah, NIP, really rough.
And this terrible coming in from them. Pero nga lang, on the other side, si Mopos, di na ako magulat if he'll be able to get offers from other teams. Mark my words. The fact that he's really on point, not only in this match, but
Ito yun,
yung
Mopos
all,
to Mouse, Mopos to Complexity, Mopos to Phase. Kailan di na nila kailangan ng offer eh. So, I would erase Phase from there. Pero daming international teams are probably watching right now, yung mga scouts. Kasi itong Movistar Riders, they're a premier org na nag-offer palagi ng napakagandang Spanish na players. And look at this, the Spanish players are like, they're just going into the site. Sobrang dry. It's not really dry kasi may isang flash na nanggaling doon sa labas. Pero yeah, Movistar, this is something else. This is something else galing sa kanila. And if ma-keep up pa nila to, yung T-side, pag makakuha pa sila ng mas madaming rounds, maybe even 7 to 8, then NIP, this might be the same sickness as Inferno, no?
Hindi na naman nila makontain yung CT strat nila. And imagine, they positioned themselves in where MRS expected them on the previous round. They're gonna be repeating it on the second round once again. You have Rez on the top hut, or if not, it's gonna go on the rafters. Sobrang hirap talaga ng position ng NIP kasi it makes them so predictable on their city. And I think that's the same mistake that they had sa Inferno. Imagine, daming utilities sa tinapon, tapos ganun-ganun lang, walang katakot-takot. See, the same Popsky, Riz, were you gonna be expecting them? And they're really having a lot of trouble. How will they finally wake up out of this? But as we see here, Device, how will he make a move? But this is actually pretty smart of Popsky together with LNZ to take out that AUGs. Kailangan nila yan on those long to mid range sprays. So let's see if it's gonna be possible for them to work things out.
And Movistars, dude, I might be a fan of this team now, not gonna lie. Ray, alam mo naman, I love my aggressive teams. You already know why I love Ents, and pag naglalaro sila ng Nuke, I gush about it every time pag may broadcast tayo and there's a team doing well sa T side. Man, I think I'm a fan of Movistar now. Especially itong si Mopos and si Sunpayas, because even though na 0-4 itong si Sunpayas, right? The amount of impact na nagagawa niya dito sa map, even though he's not holding the AWP, siya pa rin yung nagpo-push dito selflessly. Sometimes he's taking the entry role para sa kanyang team, and I feel like this is a team that has 5 entries. Somehow, itong Movistar Riders, nakahanap sila ng team that somehow works in this 5 entry system. Anyone can literally just go in, no questions asked, no hesitation, papasok talaga sila. I think the only thing na kulang na lang dito sa Movistar, is yung onting hesitation lang dun sa mga later rounds sometimes,
Yeah.
medyo napapaisip pa sila onte when they're going for those important plays kumpara naman dito sa NIP. And alam mo naman si Device, he's producing important plays. He's not even thinking. He's just like, okay, I'm one with CS right now, then I'm gonna do my work. Pero yeah, I think Movistar Riders, this is gonna be the team to watch going into the tournament. And if this is an upset rin, I'm probably gonna be following. Madaming magpo-follow ng team na to going into the playoffs, and I think it's really interesting, no, kasi we're seeing I wouldn't say brand new talent, but talent that has not had light shown dun sa mga scene nila kagaya nga ng Spanish scene. It's not been alive for a while. I think yung only output nila sa Spanish scene from recent years, probably si Mixwell lang, no? Si Mixwell lang naaalala ko sa mga Spanish teams. And look where he is now. Nasa ibang bang-bang na naman, pero that's a pretty good talent to have. So yeah, it's really good that the Spanish scene, ngayon na-excite now. I'm like, okay, ano kayang ilalabas ng Copenhagen Wolves mamaya? Are they gonna do the same thing?
Maybe.
Like yung mga tier 2 players.
Ito na nga yung time para sa kanila makapag-ipon ng maraming points. But if you take a look, 'di ba? Ang NIP latest update lang sa mga nag-worry sa NIP. Oh well, guys, they just announced here in their pinned comment that they're qualified for Stockholm Major. So that's pretty big coming in from them. So right now they're gonna be battling on the most likely syempre, pride and glory that we have. But on the other side,
Spreadgar. Just kidding.
but on the other side, namomoblema sila sa Nuke. Hello? Going up against the team that we have right now, sobrang laking, sobrang laking, dalawa lang to eh. Sobrang masasurvive nila tong team na we have here, or sila talaga, sobrang laking sampal sa kanila ng mga tier 2 teams. I swear, that's gonna be the biggest of it all. The pride between these two teams, and even if they started so well, yung MRS, aside from wala silang kinakatakutan, nakita mo yung creativity nila sa big maps din. Sa Inferno nga, creative na din nila, pero sa tingin ko, when it comes to Ancient, together with a big map like Nuke, even if we have the creativity din ng NIP, mas creative yung Movistar, knowing na nasa T-side sila.
Definitely. And itong Movistar, no, especially if they keep up this aggression, tas hindi pa naagapan ng NIP. Ito kasing Movistar, no, despite sobrang aggressive yung play nila, they know how to control themselves at certain points of the round. Kagaya nga nung naglaro sila ng first map, yung Ancient, every time na nag-denade ang NIP yung outside ng P, they just stay back. I'm like, okay, retake na lang natin ang control nito eventually because we're gonna get control anyways. So, really nice to see. Pero MRS getting a bit tagged dito sa may secret with that Molotov. Little bit of information para dito kay Hampus. Pero Ayaw niya yatang labanan ng head-on kasi dami.
Mhm. At saka sa tingin ko maganda ng idea ng NIP din na they need to give out talaga yung ibang mga places kasi it's not working sa kanila anymore. We're seeing mas nagiging advantage pa ng MRS against them. So it's pretty bad for them. But oof! Will this be the game changer? Wala talaga. Nabawasan ng onte. Timing it himself. Hapas gets one.
Ooh.
You will be leaving that already to the hands ng MRS. Ayaw ko na ulit asimin pa. Baka mati-trade off lang ako.
My God, the regrets na-feel ko na. Sabi ni Alex, why didn't I buy head armor? I would have survived that. I would have survived that 100%. Pero, uy, Mopos. Dude, Mopos is everywhere. Like, how is he here? How are you there? In this sinasabi ni Device, how are you there, my friend? Mopos, why are you at the right place at the right time? I would say at the wrong place at the right time, to be honest. Pero, Mopos, how are you in? No one in NIP is punishing this. No one is in NIP is punishing this. So libreng tour lang talaga para dito kay Mopos, pero LNZ nakuha ni dito si Davon G, and LNZ gonna die. 5 seconds na lang natitira. No bomb. Oh my God, Rez. Oh my God, that's like a horror thing. Imagine mo kung nag-cross siya and saktong nakapeak dun si Rez. Like that would have been the win. Pero NIP winning by the skin of their teeth, pero Mopos showing his entry/lurking prowess na naman somehow ending up in ladder.
That's how we see Mopos. Kanina na Ancient, we find it very skeptical na eh. Then biglang, when he popped off in Inferno, okay, this is the time when we finally need to hype up how Mopos is doing so far for his teammates, especially right now. The lurking on the side of T-side, but looks like we are seeing Irapos do the work at isa na lang kagad. Will it finally be an ace? Let's see.
Mopos, 25 HP. Pero yun talaga yung kailangan ng NIP na yung mga ganyan na play. So they can stabilize back Mopos. As much as I believe in this guy, I do not think that this is gonna be a clutch. Really good attempt though. I mean, yeah. That is just a pop-off play galing dito kay Hampos. That single pop flash, despite na may smoke na nasa harap nila, it just landed on top a bit and nabulag ibang members dito. Pero Device and Hampos, the combination of the two dito sa outside, really well played galing sa kanila. And sakto yung read na yun. If iba yung ginawa ng Movistar, like yung usual default nila, which is 3 lobby, 1 outside, then 1 ramp, that would have not worked. Pero wala eh. Sometimes, if you're NIP, you have to take those risks, especially in these type of games.
And that's what we need more out of them. The creativity itself, but you know what? The fact that they qualified sa major, so ano ba yan? Medyo gets ko na why it's gonna be in this kind of a pace. So wala pa talaga tayong nakikita sa NIP na sobrang exemptional place unless if Hampos talaga will be popping off together with the Tito Mo device. But as of now, Rez, kailangan na i-expect ang mga
alam niya na.
And alam na niya. Sobrang he learned his lesson. But Mopos, he survives. Na-survive pa niya yun!
Mopos, oh my God, you see the expression in his face? Ray, nung bumaba siya doon na 5 HP, he's like, why dude, this worked out the past few rounds, pero bakit ngayon pa ako nag 5 HP? Now he's gonna have to find a way to, affect the map na 5 HP lang. And, okay, outside smokes, para lang maybe Mopos can cross, bigyan siya ng onting space, pero Rez, look at Rez. Oh, nakaharap.
Ay!
What? No way. Pero low lahat, but no way.
At least. Oh my God, Mopos still! He's so
good.
God. Bakit ganito? Why are you so good? Why are you popping off? Well, it's playoffs, but he's been popping off. Maybe we just didn't get to see them cast. This is the first time we casted them.
Hampos.
Okay, Hampos.
Okay. Sakto yung ikot niya, no? Saktong-sakto yung ikot niya dun.
Nako.
Pero sige, go.
Pero si Mopos, 5 HP na ako pa siya. So
He's
bad.
so bad but so good at the same time.
Yeah. So, alam mo yun, it's so bad in a way na sobrang galing niya kasi. Kaya ganun. Oh my gosh. You know what? If sa kabilang bang-bang to, tapos may ganyan kang player, tapos ang pangalan Cypher, sobrang annoying
Ay, ay,
talaga.
ay. Totoo yan.
Oh, di ba?
A Cypher or a Viper player. Yun ang.
Yeah.
Yun talaga.
Diba? Sobrang, nakakita ka na ng highlights, ends with a sanity name, di ba?
Oo.
He's like that. The way he
Oo.
plays, it's like how Mopos play.
Or,
In,
maganda rin example, no? Meron din Gambit.
Gambit.
His name ends with ats. Ayun. Guys, kung di pa halata yun, di ko na alam.
Okay. So
Pero
he's
like,
really bad.
mm.
Also. Actually, hindi nga eh. Hindi nga siya yung ganun, parang anchor na nga siya, lurker. Balik lahat na lang. Entry din.
Yeah.
Pero,
NIP though. NIP. I mean, kung kayo yung MRS dito, I think if you're just gonna have to collect 2 or 3 more rounds and you guys are satisfied with that, but NIP, you're gonna have to get all 3 para masabi nyo, okay, acceptable yung round na to.
kailangan mag-lead nila. Siguro double digit nila. Okay na yun. Diba? Pero, I want to make that 12. Of course! Push once again. This is a great idea that you always put him to secret because he's gonna be getting a lot of kills. 3 na nga kagad together with Device. This is a huge step up talaga. And that's what the strat that we're expecting coming from NFP. We have Hapus all over in secret. Just waiting for them to have that cross together with Device risking out in the open knot. And yep, well-executed play once again coming in from NIP. And every time that we see Hampus talaga sa secret, it's so successful. He gets at least 1 or 2 before he's gonna be taken off. But this time, hindi nga siya na-take off kasi we have Device coming in for the cross. And 8-3 na nga in favor of NIP. They might be taking slow. There might be a lot of mistakes. But the fact that you put them on CT sa first half speaks so much for NIP.
And if you put an aggressive player plus the secret location, you're gonna get so much Mopos. Oh, okay. Sabi ni Mopos, I'm just gonna kill you here para hindi ka na makalaro ng secret. Pero the entry, the spray through the wall. Ang dami nangyayari para dito kay Mopos. Once again, high risk, high reward. And it seems to reward him every time. Magtuturo this. Imagine if he just looks up and somehow nahuha na dito si Plopsky. But yeah, not looking likely. Mopos though in a really precarious position. Mukhang magdi-distraction play and if you play risky, it does happen. Pero LNZ! What the 2K spray galing sa kanya with that M4A1S, and that is why you take that gun. It's so easy to spray. And Alex, you can have control of the map, but numbers not on your side.
But maybe if he'll pinch out at least 1 out of NIP. Pero it's gonna be okay. Not yet. Plopsky be able to take out by Davig or Dave 1G and Alex behind the scenes. Oh no, nag-turn around. Good job for Rez to actually do that. But a 1v2, 34 seconds. So ikita mo, medyo tahimik pa ang mga pangyayari ngayon din. Pero LNZ, okay. He's already expecting David to come out of here in trophy. And he gets him.
That would have been a really good clutch if he does get it. But yeah, NIP, I think they're back on their game. Maybe they're back in their rhythm. Medyo nawala yung rhythm nila dun sa last game. So I think this 9-3 start could be, what they need to get back into this game. Bro, don't cry, man. Don't cry on cam, bro. Di pa tapos. Bro, calm it down. Wait for NIPT side. You might win. Gusto ko na tuloy manalo yung Movistar Riders tuloy. I feel like they deserve to win more than anything. But NIP still is a very competitive team. Pero David 1G is not afraid. He's just gonna push through the smoke. Pero 2 tao dito sa Heaven. Makikita na ba? Babagsak na ang mga tao dito sa NIP. That's only one. Plopsky gonna go out. Device. Go all bang. Or nagtutrude the smoke pala dito. Walang matatamaan. And okay. Is it gonna be a save? Hindi. Ito try nila to. Pop. Flash. Galing dito sa CT. Papuntang site. But it's the perfect flash na kailangan dito ng NIP. Reds getting 2. Hampus looking for more within the smoke. Nilabas ng USP and finishes it off. And NIP. I think ito na nga. NIP might be back at full power. May sinabi yata si coach or Device is just sinabi niya, guys, I will leave the team down. All jokes lang, but I think this is definitely the NIP that we were looking for dito sa first game, no, ng Ancient. Like a more dominant CT side, and not afraid para kumuha ng mga angles that they're supposed to, and not afraid to go for those flash plays that can give you the advantage.
And that's what we need. If only they did it earlier sa Inferno. Pero sa tingin ko, based on my observations, when you put NIP into a bigger map, it's favoring them. But if you put them on a smaller map like Inferno, sobrang di sila makapag-come up with something. So, Nuke, Ancient, Dust, to kinda sketchy pa rin ako sa Dust 2 nila. But on the bigger maps talaga, they have it. They have the upper hand and the bigger opportunity to take out a lot of teams. But as they did it, as what I've said, 10 is already big for NIP. But if they're able to maximize it with a 12-3, well then they will only need 4 rounds. And that's not gonna be a harder thing sa kanila on their T side. Or unless MRS hindi pa pala tapos para sa kanila.
And yeah, MRS, plenty of rounds to work with, plus the more favorable CT side para sa kanila. But they're gonna have to collect 2 more to make it easier. Pero hindi yata papadaliin dito ni Hampus with that outside play. Gets Alex first. Pero NIP in a bit of a pickle still. Uy.
Oh.
Ooh, nice. Okay, NIP is back. I think NIP is back. This is the official announcement. Teka lang, Rez died. Yun sana yung official announcement. But Rez had to spoil it. But Hampus... Oh, Hampus. He's like, I can do this too, Mopos. Mopos! Oh, no! What is happening?
He was
Pag nakuha
scared.
pa ni Mopos to, I swear. Oh, my God.
I think
Okay,
the
alis
fact
ka na,
na
Hampus.
low HP siya. Oh, no. Okay, that's it.
Okay, it's over. At least alam nila kung nasan si Dets. So Dets is gonna be outside. He's molding right now. 229. His hairline not really helping his case. Might be the mold. Don't think mold lang. Oh.
Okay. I think
I-
that's gonna be... Oh,
Save na lang yata. Maybe. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Baka gusto niya pa pumunta dito sa B. Tamang tour lang. There's the heater tanks. There's the vents. Might be a CT there.
no, he's gonna be saving it. Pero nga lang nasa ano siya eh. Nasa side ng sobrang hirap pag-decide sa bakang pipik dito. Nakakatakot. But yeah, he'll be able to save that AK at least. But 12-3 nga. Most likely 12-3 to. Pag hindi, then yeah, wala mo problema. The fact that it's already 11 is so big sa side ng NIP. And I really do think if sobrang init nila, they're gonna be taking that consistency into the second half. Pero hinihintay ko yung ritual sa second half ni...
Lahat ng analysis na ginawa ko sa Game 1 at Game 2, bakit sa Game 3 nagkakatotoo? The heck, NIP? Why did you have to wait 2 maps to show us how good you are on this side? I don't know. Baka ngayon lang talaga na-figure out ng NIP kung paano maglaro itong MRS, and they have only now found a way to counter this team. Pero Hampus, alam ni Rez, yun yung favorite spot dito ni Mopos, and you're just gonna get wallbanged. No trade frag whatsoever. And Rez just gonna get it. Hampus, uy, Dave 1G, you can't miss the shot. Medyo kinakabahan na yata yung MRS dito. Oh no, this is really big trouble para sa kanila.
Oh no.
Oh, is that the...
timing?
Auto sniper. Teka lang, device. Parang you're getting a bit too antsy here. Pero LNZ, I think NIP is just having fun at this point. Alex, gahanap ng frag dito. Pero, oh my God, the scores. Oh, ooh. Ngayon lang ako tumingin sa scores ng MRS. 2-11, 2-10, 2-12. Not
Really
the
hurts.
best, man. Yeah.
But I think also na the fact that yung 3 rounds na ipanalo ng MRS was all about Mopos. Finally, our Rez figured it out. I'm gonna be expecting you always behind the vents, and I'm gonna be taking that. But the fact that it's 12-3, they just needed that reset on that 10-minute break that we had earlier on. And the fact that it's like this on Nuke, the first half on the city side of NIP, I think they're far more than prepared that they'll be able to take this and secure the next round here in IEM, Paul.
And yeah, I think si Threat siguro, he only needed like 2 games to figure out ano talaga ang tunay na playstyle dito ng MRS, and maybe he has figured out anong gusto gawin dito ng NIP. And I think this new map really is reflecting kung gaano kagaling ang NIP with these huge spaces. I think Inferno medyo na-choke sila dun eh. Medyo sa liit siguro ng map, wala silang time para mag-adjust dito sa aggression ng Movistar. So yeah, really good adjustment ang galing dito sa NIP, and the 12-3 start in Nuke. I mean, what more can you ask for galing sa kanila? Minimal mistakes, onting pushes lang, pero nakaka-retake naman agad ang NIP dito. So I think Game 3 NIP definitely coming into effect. Maybe kinakabahan na yata yung Movistar Riders. And unless they get this pistol round, like, I don't see them getting back into the game. So baka makakita na tayo ng, end in a few rounds, maybe over na onte, mga 16-10.
Maybe that can happen, but the fact na sobrang init ng mga miyembro na ngayon ng NIP, this is different talaga. And the LAN buff works. You all know how far more experienced NIP is compared, of course, to Movistars. But looking on the brighter side of the things, maybe on the city side of Movistars, makakomeback pa sila ng pakalaki. It's not impossible for this team who's really popping off. But then, ang naging mistake kang nila kaya that made them so predictable on the first half was that they already expect how Mobus does his game. And the fact na siya yung, kung nakikita mo, siya pa nating unang pinupunterya ng NIP is gonna be the big, if you're the backbone, then you finally get downed by the guys of NIP. It's so impossible, syempre, to do those carries. So right now, the big deny of Mopus itself was the key for them for winning the first half, a 12-3 scoreline. Medyo challenging to, but hopefully, MRS will be able to snap out of it. Naka-mute ka ata.
If they can snap out of it, they can definitely get back into it. And yeah, Movistar Riders, mas madami pa akong pwedeng naiisip. Like, ano ba pwedeng gawin nila? Alam ko naman si Mopos, he's probably gonna be an outside player, just knowing the nature of his game. So, expect na madami tayo makikitang outside plays galing sa kanya. So, yeah, it's just gonna be up to him and maybe kung paano i-contain ng team itong inside play. Kasi itong NIP, they're a really set-heavy team, especially dito sa Nuke. So you're gonna expect many smokes, many flashes, many molotovs na lilipad papunta dito sa site, and they're gonna just slowly get control. And itong si Hampos, he has been a threat every time pagdating dito sa T-side, and now he's more of a threat, especially galing sa CT, having that much momentum, being 18-6 dito sa ating first half. This could just be, NIP maybe edging it out, but let's see. Movistar Riders, baka lalabas na naman ni Dave Bonji ang kanyang duelist, and maybe he can get multiple kills.
Maybe. That's the biggest question of it all. Movistar, how? How will you stand up against NIP and this map that has been dominated on the first half, 12-3? Kapag nanalo pa ang NIP sa pistol, I think that's over. I really do think it's gonna be over for the side of Movistar Riders. They needed to, already, to come up talaga with those godly plays, but they haven't made a single move yet sa side naman ng NIP. They're taking it passively, syempre, dahil nga they need to prioritize in winning this pistol because it's gonna be, of course, dedicating the pacing ng game natin on the second half. So.
Oh, di ba nila nakita si Sanpeos doon? Oh my God. That is free. That is free para sa kanya. Oh, what? What? Sanpeos with the USP? 1 second, he's literally getting control of outside with that range. Grabe talaga. Silent but deadly as the USP does go, but the ninja should be the same as well. Hampus with the Glock is just gonna die. Mukhang Movistar na yung pistol round natin, Ray. This just got infinitely more interesting. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it's not over yet, guys. So maybe you're quite right. You know what? I'm not gonna be surprised if it's going to be a 16-14 in favor either of the teams. I'm not a big fan of comebacks in Nuke, but if it's gonna be MRS, then I do believe. Oh
Yeah.
no.
And yeah, display galing dito kay Sonpeos was just exactly what they asked for. Really nice play galing sa kanya. But yeah, NIP, plenty of chances still to just win one and start the nice streak and end this one early. But still, Movistar, lot of people believing in them. The entire Spanish population is literally watching right now doon sa mainstream. So a lot of people really looking for them to get that win going. But this flank from Hampus, ito na nga sinasabi ko, this guy is more deadly when he is on T side. It allows him to play aggressive dito sa labas. And yun na nga, Sonpeos, mahuhulog dito. The 1D galing kay Plopsky. 3v4. Mawawalan na ng miyembro dito ang MRS. Famas. Di pa mahuhulog. NIP, meron silang control dito sa Heaven, pero LNZ, yun lang. Dets, nakuha niya yung bomba dito. LNZ with the push. Is he gonna get him? O yun lang, despite Dets getting 2, may dalawang nagpupush sa kanya doon. He does get 2. So now it's a 2v2. Meron ng AUG dito si Plopsky. Hampus, meron siyang Deagle. MP9 para dito kay Alex. Dave 1G on that FAMAS. And yun lang. This could make or break itong NIP no kung panalo sila dito. Kaso MRS still playing it oh so carefully. Alam na nila na nag-drop na ang mga players dito sa site.
Oh no!
Oh, pag narinig ni Dave 1G na may tumabak dito, diretso dito sa ramp si Alex. Pero yun na nga, that's the noise that they needed. The sound cue, 19 seconds na lang. AUG is gonna come out. Dave 1G. Pabalind side naman dito si Hampus. Catches him jumping. 1v2 na bigla ang situation. Pero Plopsky, meron kang AUG dito. If you kill Dave 1G first, then that is a success for you. Pero Alex with that MP9 trying to do damage. That ADS is gonna come in. Pero that peek from Dave 1G peeking through the edge of that Molotov. And yun lang. Movistar still on that score. Whew. This is a banger. That is for sure. This is a banger.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet, guys. That's what we're gonna be seeing right now. But hey, Sneaky, on the other side, it's quite scary for NIP to actually did that. They got 4 on the force buy round given to us by MRS. So it's not bad for them actually. So kita mo Plopsky together with Hampus. They're risking it together with LNZ. And let's see how will they be able to change the tides. He gives it to Device. It's not impossible for them to lose this also basing on what they did earlier. But Alex, he needs to be aggressive. And speaking of, he gets Plopsky. No trades yet. They tried to spray into the smoke, but they won't be able to tag at least one.
Mm-hmm. And yun na nga, Alex, out of the question, out of the equation para dito sa MRS. But Plopsky does get one back. Pero yun lang, Hampus also fragging here as well. Uy, Device with a near miss with that scout. But eventually, Mopos makuha na dito si Device. Now it is a 2v3 not in favor of MRS at all. Ano nangyari sa kanila? How did NIP get this? Pero Mopos, the classic Mopos once again with that lurk. This man is running that 1920. So kitang-kita na talaga ang mga corners dito. 2v2, Mopos. Naku, pag maayos yung timing niya dito sa outside, maybe he can escape. Oh my God, how is this guy alive? He's playing like it's Hitman. Playing with the vision of NIP. Playing with the info, just playing around it. And itong si LNZ, he's confused. Hindi niya alam kung nasaan si Mopos. Is he inside the site? Oh my God, dude, Mopos. Mopos, if you can get this. Pighati para kay Ray, but it's exciting for me. Not gonna lie.
Oh, he'll be forcing that plant. Okay, but from hot? Okay,
no way, pag pumasok dito si LNZ and he doesn't know, this is actually gonna be insane. Pero, uy, tumigil na siya. Pero Mopos, oh, he's gonna get punished finally after walking around the whole map. And mukhang si Dets taking that U-turn pabalik dito sa may secret. And NIP, mukhang first gun round. And it thins down to 3 left para makuha nila ang match.
And that's it. It's gonna be going on to the side of NIP and getting that 13 round. Tatlo na lang before they can finally steal. And they're gonna be one of the first teams to go into semifinals, going up against kung sino man mananalo sa Copenhagen versus sa Team Vitality. But then, my gosh, this is pretty big from NIP. Alam mo, eto na guys, if I were just to make my predictions for finals, I want to see an Astralis versus NIP. I swear, if that's gonna be happening, I have no words for it. Either of the teams ay mananalo. But before NIP can finally survive that, they need to go up against Team Vitality. But sa Astralis naman, ang hirap i-decide kung G2 or ENS mananalo eh. Kasi depende sa waves ng G2. Minsan, they have the highest. Minsan, they have the lows. And going up against ENS, sobrang consistent kasi ng ENS ngayon. Oh, ayan na. I'm a fan na ng ENS dahil sa'yo, Sneaky, ah.
Sir, the influence of the best team dito sa Nuke, not gonna lie, pero bias lang ang opinion na yun. Stop throwing flashes, man. Let them see kasi madami ng tao dito sa site. And NIP, uy, Sanpeus to, nakuha na dito si Hampus. Naging 3v3 bigla. This is suddenly doable. Galing sa side ng MRS. Dave 1G lang bumaba ka. Hindi bulag dito si Rez. And now it's a 2v3. A bit careful lang. Not gonna lie, pero mukhang save na lang yung MRS dito.
Alright. So, it's just a matter that even if we have this place coming in from Mopos, it's not working against NIP anymore. And they will be getting that 14 round up ahead and 2 left before they can find an ego nga sa ating semi, rather, here in our, tama nga ako, semis. But as of now, kailangan talagang pumitik ng MRS. It's very draining. Look at the faces of these guys. It's not doing well in their favor. Knowing that it's a CT advantage that we have for the side of MRS. But still, knowing nang pop-off na talaga ng NIP. This is the much better NIP. Di ba sila maasim, but they play it they play it smartly compared to their Inferno na kailangan talaga magpaka-tryhard pa ni Device para lang magkaroon sila ng OT.
Yeah, more balanced NIP to say the least. So yeah, Movistar Riders back on those upgraded pistols. And Famas AK, galing kay Sanpeus, but he's just gonna retrieve it back. And yeah, I would guess a pretty bad buy. Kumpara mo naman dito sa NIP. No AWP at all. I think Device is like, okay guys, I think my AWP, it's a bit slow and you guys are playing a bit slow, so might as well ako na lang ang mag-AK dito and go for those kills. But it seems like Hampus picked up the pace since last game, 21 and 10. Nag-flip na ang roles dito. Ngayon si Mopos na ang naghihirap dito against kay Hampus. And NIP just have to set. Tamang slow play lang. Dito sa outside, pero papasok pa sila dito sa A. Walang cheese plays. Oh, something set up galing kay Sanpeus. The pop flash, no? Cancelled. Sanpeus? Si Alex, he's probably like, yo, dude, nasa na yung flash? Bakit di mo tinapon? Oh, no. That single mistake. I think they're choking. I think I can feel it.
I think this is the LAN, the LAN magic.
I think it's just kaba in general. I mean, you're playing up against a tier 1 team and, you had the lead. Meron nag-take off pa kayo ng isang map, but the pressure is getting to you itong third game, no? Kasi itong NIP, they're gonna be 10 times better as the game does progress. Thanks to their coach Threat doing in work. Pero Dave 1G, silver lining, makukuha niya yung AK. Bad news is, that's gonna happen to him. Meron palang humahabol na LNZ. And NIP, only one away from winning this one.
Pinahaba pa daw. Gusto bang manalo? But then, I really do think the fact that it's a one-sided first half. We all know sobrang pressured na yung MRS. How will they come up with something? Plus, the only reason how NIP got a real problem is that Mopos was on fire earlier in Inferno. That's the biggest problem that they have. And so, sobrang compact ng map. Sa tingin ko, walang space yung NIP to actually have good breathing talaga. Kita mo, sobrang nag-stock up sila sa stats nila sa Inferno. They aren't on the best form. But as of now, it is, I think
it's
is,
over.
Yeah, it's a GG. Unless meron pa coming in from Dets or a Davic or a Dave 1G. Pero I think it's a GG already.
I think
Also.
na-miss nila yung opportunity na mag-comeback dito in that last play when Dave 1G did not throw that flash. And it's gonna be up to him, but not looking likely. Tamang swing lang, makukuha niya yung dink. And yeah, LND's gonna push. And that's gonna be over. NIP eventually getting this one, and Movistar, you guys should be still proud, not gonna lie. You took a map off NIP, nahirapan sila dun sa first map in their first and most powerful map pa, yung Ancient. So they should be really proud of how they performed today and get out of this tournament with their heads held high. But NIP, at the end of the day, sila pa rin yung mag-move on dito.
Sobrang kanina ng Inferno. Oh, both me together with Sticky are really disappointed how they executed in their city. Also in the first map itself, sa Ancient pa lang, naramdaman mo na this is not how NIP works. But at least here in Nuke, the fact that we gave them the city side, the fact that they won it against the guys of MRS, it's really big. They dominated with a 12-3 and just took a lot of few steps dahil nga panalo nga ng MRS on the pistol on the second half. Just a few steps and finally they're able to take this and they're gonna be the first team going to our semis. But don't forget guys, we still have a lot of matches coming right up here in IEM. As we're gonna be seeing syempre si Echo together with Kenoth casting Copenhagen Flames versus Team Vitality. What are your thoughts here, Sneaky Frog, before you're gonna be closing this?
I hope Copenhagen Flames win. Para lang there's one tier 2 team at least sa ating top 8 or dun sa ating semis. So yeah, I guess good luck dito sa Copenhagen. You guys 5-0 your group. So I would expect big things galing dito.
Hopefully that's gonna be the bigger things that we have. And kapag mangyayari yun, then I'm so happy. Kasi yung Team Vitality, minsan kasi wala talaga silang consistency. That's the thing that they need, diba? Sobrang bigla silang bagsak at this swarm na biglang pop off na di mo ma-explain. So maybe on the map vetoes, that's where we're gonna be deciding if it's gonna be favoring Team Vitality or not. But I think this is it for the both of us as we had that cast on an overtime tapos nagkaroon pa ka ng map 3. Once again, we are your shoutcasters here in IEM Fall 2021. Don't forget that we'll be having the next series after this. I'm Nady and of course join me here is Sticky Frog and see you for tomorrow's set of matches.